here at home.
It's a ride, it's a gang thing. I've been getting groovy, you can't say the same. If you don't work hard, then you finna lose. If you don't chase your dreams, then you need to move.
Welcome to the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, Ontario, home to the 2021 Canada Summer Games. The final day of the CEBL Summer Series round robin, game number 1. 3-2 Guelph Nighthawks taking on the 3-2 Fraser Valley Bandits. It's a battle for second place and a bye, an automatic berth in the semifinals, Joe, whoever wins this game between the Bandits and the Nighthawks. And then we have a do-or-die matchup coming up after this one. Doesn't get any better than this.
In a series like this, you have to be able to put yourself in a situation where you can use rest. And 2 days rest as a reward becomes a huge issue for this and a huge reward to win this game.
It's an absolutely massive day. We could not have scripted it any better heading into the final day of the CEBL Summer Series. Two teams that are very much in a great position to possibly win a CEBL championship. You are watching live on CBC Gem and cbcsports.ca, and you're also listening on CJOY 1460 AM in Guelph.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
It's time to rep your CEBL pride, Canada. Exclusive new era merchandise is now available on CEBL.ca. Buy your favorite hats, replica jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Welcome to our game. Bandits fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit thebandits.ca and take advantage of this exclusive Summer Series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience. Nighthawks fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit thenighthawks.ca and take advantage of this exclusive Summer Series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience.
Welcome back to the Meridian Center in St. Catharines. Let's send it over to the third member of our crew, Amy Audibert. Amy?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. You guys touched on the implications of this game, and clinching that number 2 seed means an extra day off. While both teams would love the extra day off, Fraser Valley, they would really love the extra day off. Keep in mind they have 10 guys available on their roster. They play a fast pace. They average over 88 points a game. I spoke to one of their leaders, Merrick Klassen, moments ago, and he told me flat out, that extra day off, we need it. And he told me it's everything, but also made a point to note, head coach Kyle Julius not leaning into that narrative at all. He's more of a stay in the moment kind of guy. This is a pretty big moment. Now on the other end for Guelph, it's also worth noting Jamal Reynolds, he is still out with a broken nose, but his team, they're hoping to see him next game. Guys?
Thank you, Amy. We have mentioned just how perfect it is this final day. And when it comes down to it, Amy, I don't want to keep you out of this game too much longer because I want to hear from Charles Kissy, who knows just how important this matchup is. Amy?
Shad, Coach, you guys have one of the youngest, if not the youngest backcourts in this whole summer series. How do you think they're holding in there?
They're doing well. They're learning and they're growing every game. I think we're continuing to get better as a group and figuring it out. So it's been good.
We all know what the 2 seed means in this bye game and how important that is. Can you share a little of your pregame message?
To be honest, our pregame message was about how lucky we are to be playing basketball today. If you look at the things going on in Lebanon, for example, it was really about that. It was just about, enjoy it and put it in perspective of what we're getting to do today, all of us. And that's what our message was.
Coach, enjoy the game yourself.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Amy. Coach Kissy always there to put it in perspective, and it's a very important message to be brought across. Not only are we lucky to be here, to be watching basketball being played, being able to call this game with such high implications, but in the grand scheme of things really does not mean anything. But when you get it between the lines and you're talking about a round-robin series FIBA style, you can't ask for anything more. Edmonton locked in number 1. They got some days off, plenty of rest. Niagara with a thrilling win called by Sean Woodley and Javon Shepard yesterday alongside Amy. They are locked into the 6th spot, but 2 through 5 wide open. And as we mentioned, Fraser Valley and Guelph and Hamilton have all locked in playoff spots, but where they land, who knows? Fraser Valley and Guelph really looking for that 2nd spot and an automatic bye in the semis. And Joe, let's talk about your keys to the game, starting with Fraser Valley, a team that just lays it all out on the line, heart and hustle, 100%.
Well, I think the first one is they got to win the battle of the backcourt. They've got the more experienced backcourt going up against a real young backcourt for Guelph, and they'll use that experience, and they'll win it by being physical. They have to be fast and physical, which is really important because they lead the series in points off of turnovers, and that's part of their speed, and then they have to hit some open shots because I think Guelph will challenge them on the perimeter.
And when you talk about the Guelph Nighthawks, a different style than Fraser Valley, and obviously some different keys that they want to focus into heading into this one.
Yeah, the first one is that they're going to have to impose their overall size because they've got some length on the floor at a bunch of positions that they're going to have to do that. Secondly, they're going to have to defend in transition. Because this team runs the ball so well, Fraser Valley, they're going to look to push it and go. And then they're going to change defenses to slow the pace down. Not just because they like one defense more so than the other, but it's going to be to confuse Fraser Valley slightly and slow the pace down. Because slower the pace it is on the defensive end, better it is for Guelph.
Yeah, Guelph will not want to get sucked into the Fraser Valley style of play. It'll be interesting to see how things shake out over the next 4 quarters here. And let's take a look at the starting 5 for both squads. You're talking about the Guelph Nighthawks, Marcus Anderson, Jonathan Arledge, Darius McCallum, Jabari Craig, and Kimball McKenzie going large. On the other side, Marcus Capers leading the Bandits in minutes. Malcolm DeVivier, Olu Ashalu, Kyle Johnson, and Junior Cadogan. Where the Bandits lack in height, they make up for in width and just grittiness, Joe.
And they play strong. They play physical. And that's part of it. That's one of the reasons they can be gritty like that.
And the 3 officials who will be taking part in this massive game, Vernon Bovell, Nate Saunders, and Kevin Moore. Once again, using those electronic whistles that have worked so well in this CEBL Summer Series. Just crazy to think about when we started things up, just wondering how things were going to go here, and here we are now in the final day of the round robin. Everything has went according to plan. A reminder that the official game ball of the CEBL is Spalding. Get your new CEBL official replica ball today by visiting CEBL.ca. We're about 25 seconds from tip-off here. The final day of the round robin. Every game with huge implications, not only on the playoffs, but also who will see their CEBL Summer Series come to an end. We thank you for joining us once again on CBC Gem and cbcsports.ca, and also those listening on CJOY 1460 AM in the Royal City.
And Jason, it's been a battle of attrition for some of these teams in this series. We've lost some players due to injury. We've had some changes. We've had players having to leave because of other contracts other places. But these two teams have been very consistent with their depth right now and have a very good feel of who they are.
You see Jabari Craig walking out there into the middle. Wasn't a starter when this summer series got underway, but worked his way into the starting lineup. You see Guelph out there starting all kinds of height and defensive intensity. You're talking about Marcus Anderson, one of the best defenders in this summer series, wearing number 5 in the blue and gold. Tip-off goes the way of Jabari Craig, and no surprise there, and it's Kimball McKenzie in the backcourt being watched by Malcolm Duvivier. Off the Craig screen, McKenzie down to Arledge, gets it back out. McKenzie tries to draw the contact, no whistle. Air ball out of bounds, going the way of the Bandits.
The first thing you look early in the game is when what type of defense teams are going to play on the ball screen, and it looked like Fraser Valley decided that they were going to lay off Jabari Craig on all ball screens and just sag in the paint.
Not a threat from the mid-range has been Craig. Vivier running off the Olu Ashalu screen, gets it down to the vet. Back out Junior Cadogan, watched by Anderson. Oh, he is wiped out by an Ashalu screen, but Cadogan misses the layup.
Yeah, when Olu sets the screen, if you don't communicate, someone is going to get hurt.
Marcus Anderson gets to the free throw line, finds Arledge in the land beyond. 3-ball no good. Olu Ashalu box out, and the vet sells a foul on Marcus Anderson underneath the Bandits' rim.
Not to harp on Jonathan Arledge, but in games where Guelph has dominated, they get him inside the paint. He likes to shoot the threes early in it, but when he's inside, this Guelph team is very difficult to defend.
Marcus Capers off glass, hits the floor, layup is no good. Ashalu getting after the offensive rebound. He's fouled by Kimball McKenzie.
But there's a great example of Guelph's length causing trouble. Like, both these guys not only are they tall, but they've got a long wingspan in Arledge and Jabari Craig.
The Bandits always hard-nosed after the basketball, and they have drawn 2 fouls here in the first minute and 10 seconds, something to keep an eye on as this first half progresses. Cadogan. Extra pass to Vivier, corner 3, no good. Bandits are a very good team when Duvivier is hitting from the land beyond. He comes up empty on that one. Back the other way, McKenzie up top to Anderson. Back to McKenzie. Arledge, as you mentioned, getting to work just off the low block. Nice spin. Ashalu comes with some help defense. Missed layup back the other way. The Bandits on the run. They do not have numbers. Now they do. 4 on 3. Extra pass. That is Duvivier to Capers for a two-handed slam. The points are on the board.
And if you look at that last play, Duvivier boxed out Jabari Craig and just used size and strength to get himself in that position. Smaller man takes out a big man because of just sheer strength.
Kimball McKenzie bounced off a body, hit a one-handed fadeaway baseline jumper looking for a call. We are tied at 2. Duvivier in that same corner he missed from the last time down the floor. He gets bothered and he throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, the more physical the game becomes, the more comfortable Fraser Valley gets.
Miles Charvis checking into the game. The CEBL has trending across Canada throughout the summer series. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag #OurGame. Jonathan Arledge up top. Tredarius McCallum, who has been so good for Guelph, steps out into the corner, 3-ball, and it's cash.
Yeah, he's been their best scorer, and the fact that he can shoot the 3 really helps.
And they called it no, it was initially a long 2, now it's a 3, 5-2. Kyle Johnson, Duvivier, down low, Ashalu working on the younger Craig. The vet taking the kid into the paint, Sent back by Craig. Offensive rebound for the Bandits. They can't get it to go. Another foul on the Nighthawks, this time on Craig.
Jabari Craig did a good job in there on Olu. Olu used all he had, but this is where Guelph has to come down with gang rebounding. They've got to help him out. Olu is a veteran, and he likes to be physical.
The Bandits so far continuing to get their work done on the offensive glass, giving themselves multiple opportunities because of that work. Cadogan finds Johnson running off the screen. Jumper is good, 5-4 for the Nighthawks.
Yeah. Both Johnson and Menegat, two guys for Fraser Valley, are maybe as good as anyone in this series of coming off screens and reading, reacting into a jump shot.
On cue, Jahens Menegat getting himself to the scorer's table to check in for Malcolm Duvivier. Menegat second on the Bandits in minutes played, despite coming off the bench in every game. That tells you all you need to know about Kyle Julius and the way he runs his squad. Doesn't matter who starts, it's all who finishes. McKenzie, nice move on Kyle Johnson. He's looking for Craig on the lob. Craig comes down with it, has some patience, tips in his own miss. That's something that he didn't do in the first game of the series. He has definitely progressed.
And I like how Guelph has evolved with Jabari. They're not throwing him tough passes where he's got to catch it low. They're putting everything up in the air for him, making it real easy, just out-jump people.
Learning to play with him. Ashalou, no good, leaning back on that three. Another offensive rebound. This time it landed in Kyle Johnson's lap. Cadogan, a little give and go with Capers. He finds Ashalou on the pick and roll. The second foul on Jabari Craig. Ashalou will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, Olu does a great job of setting the screen, finishing the screen, and then finding the space. If you're open, Junior Cadogan will find you. But he didn't just set the screen and slip it real quick. He finished his action, and then he rolled.
So Charvis checking out, as does Jabari Craig. Terrell Green and Terrell Tate checking in.
Tyrell Green's been a good story this series. He's averaging just under a point a minute, and he just comes in and does a real good job for him. He's been knocking down the three. He's just been scoring for Guelph and really helped that bench scoring stat for them.
The Nighthawks leading the summer series in bench scoring at 39 points per game. Similar to the Bandits, doesn't matter who starts. Tredarius McCallum. Face-up jumper, no good. Back the other way for the Bandits. They're stuck one. Cadogan tucks it like a running back, kicks it out. Extra pass to Capers. He drives, and an offensive foul stepping in to draw that was Arledge.
And that's Guelph using their length, right? Again, on that tip. It's just having big guys up on the top, getting their hands up, trying to play big. And even there wasn't by accident, but they still got a tip on it.
Also important that the Nighthawks, after getting into a little bit of foul trouble in the early going, did not lose their heads, kept it about them, and have now started to see the whistle come back their way. Arledge doesn't know what to do with it. He's burnt the majority of the Nighthawks shot clock, 6 to go. He's working on Olu Ashalou. Good defense. They called Ashalou on the foul.
Yeah, I didn't know if they wanted that direct ISO. I think it kind of, his teammates put him in an ISO situation because they weren't visible to his pass, so he had no choice. That's a good play for Guelph because he didn't settle for the three.
Ashalou gets his first, but they're going to the bench. The Bandits are bringing out Tavarion Nix, the import out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Played in Kosovo last year. 50-year pro. And Olu Famutimi on the floor for the Nighthawks for the first time. Another veteran of the Canadian basketball world. Tough pass is picked off, and the Bandits are going the other way. Cadogan. Kyle Johnson fakes the pass. He had a wide open lane, pulled up for the jumper, no good. Capers went for the stick back jam. Foul called, I believe, on Arledge. No.
And that's his specialty. He's great from coming from the wing and looking at putbacks and offensive tips.
Capers was called for the foul, our first media timeout. 7-6 for the Guelph Nighthawks. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and you're listening on CJOY 1460 in Guelph.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Follow the Fraser Valley Bandits on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the Bandits have to offer. Follow the Guelph Nighthawks on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the Nighthawks have to offer.
Welcome back to the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, Ontario. What should have been the 6th offensive rebound in the first 5 minutes for the Bandits turns into a foul call, and it's the Nighthawks with the ball up 1. Miles Charvis looking for the lob to Arledge. All kinds of contact. Bandits are asking for a jump ball.
But it's a great pass because with the Guelph's length, that's where you put it. Nobody else can compete with Arledge and Jabari Craig if you put the ball up there.
Nick's called for the foul. That is putting the Nighthawks in the bonus. So Arledge will go to the line. Coming up holding that shoulder a little bit. He will shoot 2 from the charity stripe. Arledge is good on the first. Lefty makes it 8-6 for the Nighthawks here with 4:44 to go in the opening quarter. The second free throw rolls out, but they are calling Nix on the lane violation.
Yeah, just for those that don't realize, if the lane violation was on the offensive player and the basket goes in, it counts. If it's on the defensive player, it's a reshoot.
Per usual, given a third chance at the free throw, Arledge hits it, making it 9-6 for the Nighthawks.
It's amazing when somebody gets hurt and you give them the ball, how they feel. All of a sudden they get healthy.
He was sent to the bench either way to rest up by head coach Charles Kissy. Klassen over to Jehens Menega. Menega has yet to get a shot up. Takes it hard to the hole for 2 off glass.
Yeah, good series by Fraser Valley. They do a real good job of screening. They probably screen more in the half court than any team. And combinations, back screens, down screens.
Merrick Klassen watching Charvis. Klassen so good on the ball. Comes away with the steal, picking off the pass. Klassen finds a diving Nix, but jumping on it was Terrell Tate. The Bandits get it back. DeVivier from downtown, back rim. DeVivier now 0 for 2 from range.
And I know Coach Julius is happy because the 50-50 balls is something that he prides on his team winning.
Joel Friesen bouncing off a body. Lefty hook no good. Klassen back the other way, waiting for everybody to catch up. Refs are letting them play, which they should. In a game with this magnitude, Knicks also no good from downtown. A little stop and go dribble. Tate, offensive rebound off his own miss, but it's taken away by the Bandits. Cadogan back the other way. 1-on-3, he thought better of it.
And the way this crew's officiating, you've got to play through contact. Don't be looking for the fouls here. They've determined what type of game it's going to be.
Cadogan into the corner. Menega takes it to the baseline, but Tate steps in. The Nighthawks draw their second charge of the opening quarter. And Kyle Julius, I think, wants to talk things over. Doesn't like the fact that his guys are getting themselves into a position where they are allowing the Nighthawks to step in and set themselves to draw these charge. And Menega is having a little conversation with the official to understand the call. And we talked about the differing styles between these two teams, and we've seen that the Bandits have been able to pull the Nighthawks into their game just a little bit, but the Nighthawks' length so far keeping them up a point.
Yeah, Bandits have been in the game because of their offensive rebounding, but Nighthawks are doing a good job of controlling the tempo, using the length, getting back in half court. They haven't allowed Fraser Valley to get in transition and score off of transition. They've made it a half court game, and that's where they feel their strength is going to be. So they're doing a real good job on defense, and I think Fraser Valley's done a great job on the offensive boards to stay in it.
Well, they're getting lots of opportunity. The Bandits shooting just 25% from the field, as you had mentioned. One of the Summer Series leaders in fast break points. And if they're not getting out in a run, their percentages drop when it comes to field goal percentage because it's tougher shots in general. You figure eventually they're going to get that percentage up, but when you have them in the half court, it's definitely not the Bandits' game.
And one thing that Guelph has done very well is they don't turn the ball over because they don't put themselves in a situation where they're playing faster than they can play. So because they're not turning it over, they're not playing into Fraser Valley's hands.
And just to correct myself, Fraser Valley actually leading the CEBL Summer Series with 22.6 points off of turnovers through the series thus far. And almost a steal by DeVivier. Cadogan then comes up with the steal, takes it the other way for two. Now Cadogan, this is what he does. That left hand gets out in order to draw the foul, and you can pick up the latest gear from your favorite team exclusively from New Era, the official merchandise partner of the CEBL and its 7 teams across Canada. Visit CEBL.ca and click on Shop.
Don't be nonchalant around Junior Cadogan. Junior's got lots of dog in him, and he is very good and relentless of putting pressure on the ball.
We've watched Junior grow from a boy to a man in front of our very eyes, and Marquette, and growing up in the Canadian basketball system in a lot of ways and on the senior men's national team. And to see his growth hitting free throws and then hightailing it to the bench, Cadogan is a player that gets it.
One of the all-time leaders in wins in Marquette history. Just think of that, a team that's won the national championship. That's just an incredible stat.
One of Cadogan's vets on the Canadian national team is Olu Famutimi. He missed that jumper. Olu's been shooting a very high percentage from pretty much everywhere during this summer series. Coming off the bench for the Nighthawks, the most veteran player in the CEBL, and Jahenz Menega, the Creighton product from downtown. Big time shot. Don't look now. Fraser Valley up 4.
And Creighton University was always known for three-point shooting. And Jahenz has done a great job this series of just being consistent in knocking down the three particularly.
Jabs Newby ended up with a little too much contact on Joel Friesen there. Enough that he didn't make the shot, but Friesen goes to the line to shoot 2 as Tradarius McCallum is checking back in. And Kimball McKenzie sitting at the score table. He will be checking in for Friesen if he makes the second free throw.
And Joel Friesen's done a good job for Guelph. He shot a very good percentage from the 3 and the 2 leading up to this game. But he just is a veteran presence, come in at any position that you need him to do. No matter what the situation is, he's been there before.
Yeah, didn't play a huge amount of minutes off the beginning of this summer series, but like a true veteran, bided his time, and has now been very important, especially with the fact, and you see McKenzie checking in, especially with the fact that they are without such a key player in Jamal Reynolds.
And he's from Abbotsford.
Yes.
So a little added pressure there.
Playing against the Fraser Valley Bandits. Of course, Friesen spent some time with the Bandits last year. Classic pick and roll with Nix. Kick out. Menega stepped along the baseline, but hit the three just so he felt good about his rhythm. But the lead's down to 2, and the Nighthawks get the ball back under 2 minutes to go in the opening 10.
Fraser Valley's done a real nice job of passing the ball to people where they can catch it.
On time, on target. If you've been in any basketball gym in the last 20 years, that is a phrase you've heard an awful lot of. Nighthawks no good on their one-and-done shot possession. Bandits back the other way. Classic drive, kick, pass to Menega. Again from downtown. He's hit 3 in a row, Joe, if you count the one after the whistle previous.
And they found him. But that started with Merrick Clausen getting middle and coming to a jump stop, and then no possibility for a charge on that, and then finding the open man. And that man then gets the hockey assist. Starts with Merrick Clausen.
The Bandits have been in the penalty for a while now. They have done a good job of ensuring that the Nighthawks don't score the basket before getting to the line.
But a team like Fraser Valley, in particular, they're up front guys, because Marcus Capers is asked to play bigger than he is. Nix is asked to play bigger than he is. And this is a situation where fouls could hurt them, because now they're going to have to play with 4 guards constantly, or be in a situation where they play with 5 guards.
And again, in order to do that, you have to be able to pull the other team into your style of the game. The Bandits have done a very good job of doing that thus far in the summer series, as their record suggests. Free throw, no good. 16-12. Fraser Valley still up 4. Foul called.
They just push it. They push the tone. They push the aggressiveness. That was a 1-on-2 take, and Jabs Newby did a great job of going full speed and drawing the contact.
One thing about the Bandits you know is, as the game progresses, especially after the game, you are going to know you played this team. They make you feel pretty sore after things are done.
And a big part of their transition is pushing it up the wing. If you're going to allow them to push up the wing, because they don't dribble it up, they push it up.
Yes. Splitting a pair. The Bandits up 5. Kimball McKenzie. And the entry pass to the high post is broken up by Menega. He and McCallum get tied up, and it goes back the Bandits' way.
And that's just an aggressive turnover situation by Fraser Valley, just because McCullum there just took his time on that play, just a little too casual.
Malcolm DeVivier inbounds to Merrick Klassen. Back to DeVivier. He will be triggering the offense to Menega, who has been warming up here in the first quarter. Klassen gets it back up top to Newby. That is an awkward-looking pass, but it ends up back at Menega. Newby, I think, got a bit of a Charlie horse there with 40 seconds to go. He's going to have to try to tough it out here. McKenzie, all kinds of contact, got his own miss. Didn't hit anything, but again, FIBA rules, you're allowed to. And Green fouled on the floor. Newby hitting the bench.
That would have been a nice situation. If he would have scored that, that would have been his assist.
And again, remind the FIBA rules, as long as it's an attempted shot, you can grab your own air ball.
And Kimball knew that was going to be a miss and worked real hard to get himself in there.
Or he just sold it really well that it was a shot. Green misses the first. The Nighthawks, one of the better free throw shooting teams in this summer series. Came into it as number 1 at 80%, but some quick math as we go along here in this game tells me that they have dropped from that perch.
Play-by-play jinx.
4 seconds between the game clock and shot clock. Just don't tell Coach Charles Kissy, I jinxed him. With the ball, DeVivier working on Olu Famutimi. Great head and shoulder fake, but better hands from Famutimi. He knocked it away. They get it around to Kyle Johnson. He did not hear the bench calling out the shot clock. So the Nighthawks, down 5, will have the final shot of the first quarter.
Real good way, really important for Guelph to stop them there, because now they get the ball with 5 seconds, and then they get the ball to start the quarter.
Famutimi, he'll have to trigger. Crossover 3, Olu Famutimi front rims the buzzer beater. It's a 5-point lead for the Fraser Valley Bandits. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and you're listening on CJOY 1460 AM in Guelph.
What is 100 years? In 1920, Erhard Cook turned a passion for headwear into the New Era Cap Company in Buffalo, New York. But everyone was making this kind of hat. So we came up with the big idea to make the best caps for the biggest sport. But something wasn't quite right. We wanted to show the logos with pride. And just like that, the iconic 5950 was born, changing the baseball cap forever. For the first time, the caps the pros wore on the field were officially sold in stores. And then something unique happened. Spike Lee called, the Spike Lee, and asked to have a red Yankees cap to match his jacket. We asked Major League Baseball, and they said, we had a chance to be disruptive. Spike's red cap launched sports headwear into a wider culture. Hip-hop made it a staple. Creators made it their own. Colors, fabrics, patterns. It was more than just your favorite team. And a gold sticker on the visor became as iconic as the cap itself. And those 4 numbers, we think it's an original production number. We don't know for sure, but we love them. From courtside to Crenshaw, from the 50 to 5th, it shouted that this is who you were, what you repped, and where you lived. The world saw it and wanted it. Where were we? Staying true to our roots. Fans of all sports became fans of us. People liked what we were doing, so our brand grew, and we became more than just a cap. That's 100 years. We thank you. Enjoy what comes next.
Welcome back to the Meridian Center. Why is Fraser Valley up? They held the Nighthawks to 0 of 6 shooting there through the final first half of the first quarter, and also dominating the rebound battle, Joe.
Yeah, 17-7 in that quarter for Fraser Valley.
Arledge into the corner, Miles Jarvis. He was red hot from that corner during warm-ups, Joe, and he hits another to cut the lead to 2.
And that's really important, because Miles Jarvis feeds off of a little bit of confidence. And when he scores, and particularly when he scores early, he gets real confident, improves his defense, improves his offense. They needed someone to knock one down.
Jarvis coming off the bench for this team. Again, last year had to earn any minutes. In this summer series, he is 3rd on the team in minutes. Actually just 1 behind second in the team totals. He has earned the minutes under Charles Kissy. Another foul called. Olu Ashalu out there just picking up drawn fouls like they're going out of style.
Yeah, this Guelph lineup right now is very big. And so we've got Arledge on DeVivier on defense, trying to use his length to space off. And DeVivier, we saw the other day, is a real aggressive player who can knock down the 3. So that's a matchup that I'm looking for.
Look at that size in the bottom half of that 2-3 zone. Cadogan, no good. Back the other way, it's Anderson, defensive rebound, pushing. He almost turned it over.
But that's a good change.
Oh, one-handed spike. Jabari Craig's got bounce.
And I was going to say that was a good change of defense here for Guelph, because they had success on it. They're going to fall back into it, and now they're just going to try to build off this defense.
Tied at 17. Just over a minute into the second quarter. Kyle Johnson down low to Ashley. Back out Johnson. Menega. Oh, it was halfway down. It wanted to go in before it bounced out. We're tied at 17. The Nighthawks with a chance to take their first lead since early in the game. One and done. Anderson 3, no good. DeVivier back the other way for the Bandits. The best offense for a 2-3 zone, push it.
It's actually one of the basic principles of attacking it. But that's Fraser Valley and everything. They push it all the time. And they got Guelph in a scramble situation. They didn't score, but they drew a foul.
17 on the shot clock. Cadogan up top. Klassen. They're finding DeVivier. Jumper is good. That's the other way to break a zone.
Good attack by Fraser Valley, but the success of the zone right now for Guelph is they're slowing the tempo down. That's what they wanted to do.
And on the other end, Nighthawks love that half-court game. Jabari Craig. I think the Bandits will take that all day. Mid-range jumper's no good. DeVivier to Cadogan, taking it hard at the hole, right into Craig's body. He airballs it, but Ashley cleans it up.
It's the second basket Fraser Valley has scored on a second attempt where Guelph hasn't gang rebound down and given them the opportunity at the offensive board.
Quick passing, McCallum to Craig. Jabari Craig, little hook in the lane is good. The young man looking strong. As long as he gets the shots that he needs, Craig very effective. Classic. Gets himself into the lane. Fadeaway, rims out. Craig defensive rebound. Charvis pushing the other way. Bandits get back to break up the rush. McCallum working on Ashley, who goes behind the back with the crossover jumper. Ooh, that is butter.
And he's a real scorer for them. Now, one of the things Guelph can do in the zone, and everybody in the zone, you can't get caught in a situation where you're guarding nobody. You know, if there's no one in your area, you got to rotate over. You cannot get caught guarding no one.
DeVivier has not been able to find his stroke from range as of yet. Tied at 21. The Nighthawks having success in the second quarter. That pass, though, is picked off. The Bandits on the run. 3-on-2. DeVivier has it poked away, gets it back. Cadogan finds DeVivier. Passes up the three-point attempt. Klassen loses the pass. The Nighthawks get it back. I told you, the Bandits just pulling the Nighthawks into their game right now.
Yeah.
So what do the Nighthawks do? Slow it down.
Yeah, and get big. They're looking at their matchup right now. Arledge is the matchup, but he can't settle.
He skip passes it out. And it's Craig again, mid-range game. Well, what does the play-by-play guy know? Craig cashes it from mid-range.
But a tough basket against a very small Fraser Valley lineup.
23-21 for the Nighthawks. Never mind, Merrick Klassen uses the phone in the downtown district to let the Nighthawks know they're back down one. 24-23, the Bandits in the lead. We are just over 4 minutes into the second quarter. You're watching on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and listening on CJOY 1460 in Guelph.
Well, when I was younger in high school, I was a pretty good athlete. Went to the provincial championships in most sports like volleyball, track, basketball, and of course the goalie. But lately I've been going up the stairs like Fred Sanford. That's why I use Inflamex. Remember, 2 M's, 2 X's.
Inflamex is formulated to relieve joint pain, helps address pain and inflammation at the cellular level, and is GMO-free and allergen-free.
I'm doing better with a little help from my friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, so you can do the things that you do best.
Oh, yeah!
Spend 2 nights in Ottawa and get $100 spending money on us. Dinner and drinks? It's on us. Or outdoor fun? It's on us. So relax. It's on us. Spend 2 nights and get $100.
A mark of legacy, a mark of our game. Spalding is the official basketball partner of the CEBL. Get your replica CEBL game ball now at CEBL.ca and take our game to your courts.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Welcome back to the Meridian Center. If you've driven past some point over the last almost 2 weeks, you probably saw that Coventry is the official transportation partner of the CEBL Summer Series, because they've been parked outside pretty much all series long, and Miles Jarvis just hit one from that same parking lot to make it 26-24 for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, it's nice to see a guy with confidence. Like I said before, he makes down one, knocks down a shot, he feels a whole lot better.
The Nighthawks have started the second quarter 6 of 8 from the field. DeVivier's first money ball of the game. The shot has looked good, Joe. It's just been a little off the mark, but he got that one cash money.
And Fraser Valley's zone offense right now is spacing. Even when they go inside to Olu, they're looking at spacing out. They're going to try to shoot the threes.
Nice pass down low. It was led for Arledge. Menega thought he got all ball, but they're calling him for the foul.
And this is when you've got size, and you can get the ball from the wing to the high post. Now you've changed your angle, and what Guelph's done a great job is put the ball inside to guys where they can catch it.
Reminder, as part of the CEBL social justice work, you will hear players, coaches, and staff speak out against racism. Racism is not our game is featured at each baseline and on the back of warm-up shirts as a reminder of the work we all need to do for equality in Canada. Arledge, the lefty at the line, is good. A 1-point lead for the Guelph Nighthawks, the midway point of the second quarter, and this game has been everything that we expected. Ashalou, another big-time screen, and he's the first guy to the glass. He set that screen 3 feet behind the three-point range, and he's the first guy on the glass.
And he finishes the screen, and he goes because that's his range.
Yep.
He's running right to his range, and he knows if he cuts, he's going to get an offensive rebound if they switched on him, or he's got a chance of getting the roll. And
that is, I believe, the 4th foul drawn by Olu Ashalou in this game. The vet doing all the little things. 12 on the shot clock. Cadogan finding Ashalou. Big one-handed. Getting it done. Pick and roll smash Olu Ashalou.
And that Olu junior combination has happened in many playgrounds and pickup games.
Absolutely. Shouting out their boys up at Falstaff. Back the other way, though, the Nighthawks with the answer, and they get the ball back. No surprise, it's Marcus Anderson.
Yeah, the young graduate from Carleton has done a great job all series long of putting pressure on the basketball, and he didn't get the steal there, but he caused the turnover with his initial pressure, stopping Merrick Clausen from getting over center court.
And that is a quick way to get your bench up. The Nighthawks with a 2-point lead, and they have the ball back. I believe this is their first opportunity since the opening minutes to be able to extend on their lead. Arledge. Oh, almost got the roll. It bounces out. The Bandits come away with it. Cadogan back the other way. Oh, he lost. Anderson left to right, rocked him to sleep. And Junior Cadogan has been doing it for years, if you don't know.
And a nice job is his teammates got down the floor and spaced the floor for him and gave him the lane.
Junior. Back the other way, a miss by the Nighthawks. The Bandits pushing. Classic from range. No good. He was in rhythm, but a one and done. The Nighthawks with a chance to get back into the lead. Terrell Tate. Oh, and Jahens Menega got over to step in to draw the charge. Great feat, Joe.
Yeah, and you know what? They've done a good job right now, Fraser Valley. Tie game, but they've changed the pace.
We welcome those watching today's game on Twitch. Thousands of fans from around the world use this exciting platform over the last couple days to be a part of the CEBL action. We welcome our friends on Twitch. Hope you're enjoying the games live from St. Catharines, Ontario in Canada. Ashalou in the post, spins to the baseline. Olu Ashalou asking for a foul call. I just think that was good defense.
Yeah, and I think Olu may have got away with a little bit of a hook there too, a little veteran hook.
Oh, Kimball McKenzie getting the roll over top of Junior Cadogan.
Tough basket.
Very tough basket. It is 33-31. Never mind. DeVivier splitting the D. Layup is good. We are tied at 33. Folks, we got ourselves a back and forth affair with 2:44 to go.
Now, the advantage of taking the ball and driving from the top of the key for Fraser Valley there is there's no help building up for Guelph. Guelph's got to get the ball, force Fraser Valley to put the ball on the side.
Menega, Johnson to Ashalou. He's got Anderson in the post. Ashalou again drawing the foul. He is a glutton for punishment out there.
And the nice thing about Olu is he's a very good scorer inside, but he won't force it. If the double comes, he will find you guys and get guys open. He's a great post player in that he's not just a black hole. He'll get it inside and he'll knock it out and find people. Good. They've gotten better with him inside.
He's now drawn 6 fouls in this first half. If it keeps going this way, Olu Ashalou may have to be taken out in a full body cast by the end of this one.
And somebody else might be going out with him because he's going to leave his mark on you too.
But hey, if they get the win, he'll be happy with that. Checked in with him pregame. He said he's hanging in there, and he says he absolutely loves it though. Reminds him of the AAU days of, I have to say these Bandits, even though so many of them here from Southern Ontario, have absolutely loved being one crew down there in the team hotel and staying together.
And when he was an Oregon Duck, they ran the ball pretty well too. So
he had DeVoe Joseph coming over there as post-grads, as he would call it. Oh, from downtown, big-time shot, Tyrell Green. That was huge because that puts Guelph up 1 with 2:05 to go.
I said Tyrell Green's almost averaging somewhere around a point per minute played. And because he's been knocking down shots, he's been getting offensive rebounds, he's been driving. You bring him off the bench, he gives you some offense.
2:04 to go. 1 point lead for the Guelph Nighthawks. This has been a wonderful first half of basketball. Kimball McKenzie, great cut, taking it right at the rim and finishes for 2.
Yeah, the reverse layup put him in a situation where he couldn't get that shot blocked, so he used the rim as help him against the block shot.
Oh, foul away from the ball. I believe Terrell Tate drew one on Nix. Nighthawks have been active away from the ball, and following today's tilt, you'll want to stick around for a special edition of CEBL Life presented by Ward One Studios, a behind-the-scenes feature on Fraser Valley Bandits player Jehens Menega. That's following the buzzer of today's game. Anderson to Friesen. Friesen takes it. Kick out. McKenzie. Little floater. Kimball McKenzie gets the roll. Starting to feel it. Up 5 are the Nighthawks.
So this backcourt of McKenzie and Jarvis have come on and done a real good job of scoring.
Oh, Cadogan misses the layup, gets his own rebound, and cleans it up. Cadogan's a bulldog out there.
Yeah, and he likes his matchup too because he likes going downhill. And if he's going downhill, he's going to use his size and strength to get to the rim.
They switch the ball out there. Friesen inbounding now with 1:04 to go. A 3-point lead for the Nighthawks. They have the ball in their royal blue with black and silver trim. Anderson to McKenzie. Running off the green screen. McKenzie again to the rim. Kimball McKenzie getting it done right now for the Nighthawks.
And Guelph's doing what Fraser Valley did. They're spacing the floor and they're attacking off the dribble down the middle of the lane where help's not coming from.
Johnson, tough pass to Nix. They said the ball was kicked. The Bandits will get it back. 14 on the shot clock, 35 on the game clock.
You said on time, on target. I always say it's only a good pass if the person you throw to can catch it. That's a tough pass, tough catch. You're asking a lot for a big man rolling to get down to his ankles.
Got bailed out by the kick ball there. Cadogan triggering the inbounds. Kyle Johnson's first shot of the game is a tough one. Another offensive rebound. Knicks they called it on the floor, so Knicks' lay-in did not count.
But the fact that Duvivier, they ran that baseline out of bounds so aggressively, and they turned around, they got two.
Kyle Julius is politely saying that he thinks that Knicks gathered, but instead he has to shoot two from the line.
Well, I think what he's saying is it's unsportsmanlike because there's no play for the ball. He has it. He's been fouled. It's a gather. It should be, he's saying it should be two and the ball.
Knicks misses the first, a very costly call here. The Bandits split the pair. 30 seconds left. Coach Charles Kissy wants to talk things over again. This game will decide who finishes the CEBL Summer Series in second place and a bye into the semifinals. Again, with how many games have been played in this Summer Series, both these teams valuing that rest heading into the semis.
And right now, what's the situation is Guelph's got 30 seconds, but they got 24 on the shot clock. They're not going to rush anything. They're going to come out and they're going to run a full set play because they know that they're going to go in halftime with the lead. Fraser Valley here just needs a real good defensive stance, and then they've got some, they've played really well with Marcus Capers sitting on the bench for almost 18 and 19 minutes, this entire first half. So he's such a big part of what they do. Right now, everybody wants to win these last 30 seconds. Yeah. And for Fraser Valley, a stop is a win. And for Guelph, a good quality shot late in the clock is a win.
Man, the Bandits doubling up on the rebounding total, 26-13. But the Nighthawks have seen their field goal percentage go through the roof considering how both these teams started. The Nighthawks now up to 48% from the field and 50% from three. That really is what has them in the lead by 4, Joe.
And a lot of their takes, be it McKenzie, layups to the basket.
Yep.
Those are shots you're going to make.
Points in the paint.
Good after timeout here. Fraser Valley changes it up, knowing that Guelph's going to come up with a set play. They go to a 2-3 zone.
Oh, and Green finds himself open from downtown. Kissy drew it up. Green executed. 10 to go in the corner. 7-point lead for the Nighthawks. Anderson on Cadogan, not letting him go anywhere. 2. Cadogan pulls it. No good. That is a perfect end of the quarter for the Nighthawks, Joe.
And Tyrell Green, not only did he knock the three down there, he did a real good job of knowing that the clock was down, and he shot up, making that tougher for Junior to shoot the three. Real good finish for Guelph at the end of the second quarter to end the first half.
Absolutely, considering how tough of a battle that was to start the game. Amy Audibert now joined by Kimball McKenzie. Amy?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Kimball, it is back and forth out there the entire half. It's fun to watch, but tell us how it is to play in a game like this.
It's good. It's fun. That's a scrappy bunch. We're also a scrappy bunch. So I think we both really want to win this game. We know the implications, so we're both playing hard. It's good. It's fun.
What's the most important thing your team can do in the second half to create some separation and get that day off?
Yeah, I think just keep them in front. Obviously, they got a lot of quick guards, so keep them in front, keep them out of the paint, and then just keep playing our brand of basketball, moving it well, and knocking down our shots.
Appreciate your time, Kimball. Thank you. And we'll be right back for some more halftime action.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends that won't be ya. Oh God, I've been running now. Up early when the sun is out. Not setting out my own soul, but those real ones, they coming out. Oh, look who's reaching out. Old friends wanna feature now. They don't work, so they need it free. Ooh, you reaching out from the west side of that old town, but there's no shows till I go down to the open mic. Show love to the real ones that know now. Some of y'all don't know now. In a couple months, you gon' find out. Been blowing up from the underground, and they stepping on and land mine now. And he knows it's my time now. Coming up, I'm on a climb now. Everybody claim they been bottom, but it's looking like they took a time out. Okay, I'm working on a Wednesday, then up again the next day. So-and-so is popping, man. I skip him like he leg day. Kick it like I'm Pele. I never care what they say. Put myself on Spotify, so every day my payday. That realness, don't feel this, but I've been sick. That illness, I've been fresh like Will Smith since 94, man. I built this. Stressed out, X'd out. Missed calls from my ex now, but I'm staying focused in the lab, baby. I don't need your calls or your text now. God say the boy blessed now. Who am I to say Rondo? And the way that I sell ticks, they been calling me Rondo. 23 in my prime though. Finna ball like Lonzo. Go and tell everybody talking stage better be in that convo.
Welcome back to the Meridian Center for our halftime. We got some great content coming up for you during this halftime, including yesterday in the CEBL. Javon Shepard and Sean Woodley will take you through that. Amy Audibert will be sitting down with Mike Morreale as the commissioner interview series continues, visiting head coach interview. That would be Kyle Julius. He, I'm sure, is having a spirited halftime speech right now. Keys to the game, we will be revisiting those with Joe Rasso, and halftime stats presented by BetChris. You are watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca, and you're listening on CJOY 1460 AM in Guelph. We'll be back after a short break.
Well, when I was younger in high school, I was a pretty good athlete. Went to the provincial championships in most sports like volleyball, track, basketball, and of course the goalie. But lately I've been going up the stairs like Fred Sanford. That's why I use Inflamex. Remember, 2 M's, 2 X's.
Inflamex is formulated to relieve joint pain, helps address pain and inflammation at the cellular level, and is GMO-free and allergen-free.
I'm doing better with a little help from my friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, so you can do the things that you do best.
Oh, yeah!
Spend 2 nights in Ottawa and get $100 spending money on us. Dinner and drinks, it's on us. Or culture and sightseeing, it's on us. So relax, it's on us. Spend 2 nights and get $100.
Welcome to Payworks. We're payroll, HR, and time and absence management experts. So whether your business has thousands of employees or just one, let us show you how we're different. We're Payworks, and we're doing business to business, person to person.
It's time to rep your CEBL pride, Canada. Exclusive new era merchandise is now available on CEBL.ca. Buy your favorite hats, replica jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Welcome to our game. Bandits fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit thebandits.ca and take advantage of this exclusive summer series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience. Nighthawks fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit thenighthawks.ca and take advantage of this exclusive summer series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience.
Tip is one back to Klassen, and here's Alex Johnson. He'll walk it up because it now gives, it's not just an opportunity for guys like Briante Weber, who's about to score, as he jams it down. Briante Weber.
How fast the tables turn.
Here's Webster Chan. That is dumped off there to Shane Osayende. He dunks it down. Webster Chan drives. Little reverse lefty finish. Negus Webster Chan, silky smooth. Briante Weber Mukama for three. That is good. JV Mukama up to 28 in the game. He's going to really pick up.
For sure.
Here's Weber. He's got it. He drives, pulls up. Briante Weber cashes it. And that is game. The Hamilton Honey Badgers advance to the knockout round of the CEBL Summer Series. They will play in the the quarterfinals on Thursday with an 86-73 before quarterfinal Thursday. Pierre Charles and Glaze go up for it. It's tapped out of bounds, and it's going to be Niagara ball. He's got the bigger Watson on him. He'll drive, pulls up around the free throw line. High rainbow off glass. He didn't call it, but it counts either way.
That's just a tough shot. That's just a tough shot.
He sees a couple bodies there at the top of the pick and roll. Still slides his way to the rim and gets it to go and one. Traybell Haynes. Here's Tutu. Drives into a couple bodies. High off the glass. They're going to count the basket and a foul. Muniz Tutu into Grandy Glaze on the roll. He finds a cutting Daniel Mullings. Beautiful offense there from the River Lions and a three-point lead. He's out on the run. They have numbers. Traybell Haynes for the win. He does it. Traybell Haynes keeps the River Lions alive. The River Lions are going to the knockout round.
What is 100 years? In 1920, Erhard Cook turned a passion for headwear into the New Era Cap Company in Buffalo, New York. But everyone was making this kind of hat. So we came up with the big idea to make the best caps for the biggest sport. But something wasn't quite right. We wanted to show the logos with pride. And just like that, the iconic 5950 was born, changing the baseball cap forever. For the first time, the caps the pros wore on the field were officially sold in stores. And then something unique happened. Spike Lee called, the Spike Lee, and asked to have a red Yankees cap to match his jacket. We asked Major League Baseball, and they said, we had a chance to be disruptive. Spike's red cap launched sports headwear into a wider culture. Hip-hop made it a staple. Creators made it their own. Colors, fabrics, patterns. It was more than just your favorite team. And a gold sticker on the visor became as iconic as the cap itself. And those four numbers, we think it's an original production number. We don't know for sure, but we love them. From courtside to Crenshaw, from the 50 to 5th, it shouted that this is who you were, what you repped, and where you lived. The world saw it and wanted it. Where were we? Staying true to our roots. Fans of all sports became fans of us. People liked what we were doing, so our brand grew, and we became more than just a cap. That's 100 years. We thank you. Enjoy what comes next.
Ending. Now we've seen closer games, we've seen a couple not so close games. What are your thoughts on the way we're finishing off the series every night?
Yeah, well, the good thing is that, yeah, you're right. There's been maybe only a handful of games that are relatively close, but each one of those games, once we get to Elam, has created more drama, right? There's been comebacks. You know, Edmonton had a comeback a couple nights ago, and they were down big, and then they rolled back to get within 10. And you know, it wasn't a win, but it does prove that, okay, no time on the clock. Let's go down, shoot some threes, get some open shots. For those that have been leading, you know, I felt a little scared for those guys sometimes. It's not as easy as you think to close out a game. So it's been fantastic. And as we get closer and, you know, the teams feel each other out a little bit more, we're going to get more close games going into Elam, which is going to make even more exciting.
We're talking about national coverage. It was pretty cool to look on Twitter and see the CEBL trending across the country. It
is cool, especially for a guy like me who has no idea what that even means. So I had asked my young staff, hey, what is it, trending? Is that a good thing? But, you know, that just goes to show that organic growth I talked about. And in time, we are going to be in places we want to be. Right now, we have a tremendous partner in CBC. They have taken it upon themselves. They are the Olympic network. They understand where we fit into their values and their road to the Olympics, and specifically in basketball, both men's and women's. So, anything we can do to help broadcast what we do and what we're about and the talent that's here and trend and grow is an incredible part of the journey. And in years from now, we'll be able to look back and say that was the first time, but not the last.
Can't kill them. Here's Mullings, though, and Mullings ends the game. A valiant effort from Hamilton, but in the end, Niagara, they win this one in Elam.
Welcome back to the Meridian Center. Jason Tom here alongside Joe Razzo. And Joe, they say styles make fights. Right now, Fraser Valley plus 12 on the glass. They've been able to limit the rebounding from the Nighthawks, but then conversely, the Nighthawks have shut down Fraser Valley when it comes to points off of turnovers. Actually, plus 9 are the Nighthawks in that stat category.
And that's really, those are the two big stats that jump out at you. The fact that Fraser Valley has been aggressive on the boards and Guelph scoring at the rim. And their shooting percentage is quite high, and then all of a sudden you start making shots, the threes are a little bit easier because you've built some confidence. The fact that they've been able to get to the rim and score, particularly in that second quarter, helped them. Now, Fraser Valley had to deal with a little bit of foul trouble and played a little smaller than they wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, the Nighthawks shooting 50% from the field, 54.5% from three. I'm sure that's something that head coach Kyle Julius talked about at the halftime. He joins Amy Audibert now. Amy?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Coach, first thing I want to ask you, a lot of basketball, but Kimball McKenzie's breaking down your first line up top and getting to the paint, so how do you slow him down?
It happened off pick and roll coverage. We overplayed them. We were really off on the game plan in that. I think in the first quarter we were fine with it, and then I think our matchups changed, a little bit of foul trouble, and the way we handled that pick and roll was all out of pick and roll stuff. We got to be better with that.
Marcus Caper's part of that foul trouble, so how does his presence change what you can do out there?
Oh, well, he's a veteran out there. We had basically, we didn't have the same level of experience out there in that same situation, so Marcus should help us with that big time.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
You're
Go
welcome.
on to the second half. We'll go back to you guys.
Thanks, you, Amy. Big time second half coming up here. Joe, since we're talking about Fraser Valley, let's revisit the keys of the game for the Bandits.
Well, we talked about they got to win the battle of the backcourt, and in the first quarter they were. But in that second quarter, both Jarvis and Kimball McKenzie, I think, lifted their game up. So let's call that a draw. And then they got to be fast and physical. And they are physical, but they can't be fast because Guelph's not letting them be fast. So Guelph's done a good job there. And then they got to hit open shots, and that's what they haven't been doing. Johannes Menega hit his shots, but other guys haven't.
Absolutely. And then when you look at the Nighthawks, a tale of two quarters, they definitely corrected some things in the second quarter.
Yes, I said they had to impose their overall size, and they did that because of their length. They changed defenses. They went to the zone. They got real big, and that helped them. They're not doing the job with their size on the boards, but they are getting a lot of touches. They got to defend in transition. This is where they've been excellent. They've held Fraser Valley from scoring transition baskets. And then changing the defense, I thought it gave them – they got some defensive runs from it. It gave them a little bit of confidence when they did change the defense, and it was successful. And then based on personnel, they changed it back. So I think what they're doing is working for them.
Yeah, in the second half of that second quarter, that going to the 2-3 zone really changed things up for the Nighthawks. And taking a look at the halftime stats presented by BetChris. We mentioned it off the top of our return from halftime here. Bandits plus 12 on the glass, also with 5 steals, but it's that shooting percentage by the Nighthawks. Both teams were around 20 to 25% in the opening 5 minutes of the game, but man, did the Nighthawks turn things around to end that first half.
And you look at those stats, and they look like they're favoring Fraser Valley in all the incidences, but the 3 blocks are really important because the size of Guelph, not only they get 3 blocks, but they've altered a few shots because of their length and their size, and those shots have been altered on the perimeter and inside.
And again, the difference here of Marcus Capers returning to the Bandits, 2 fouls there, had him on the bench. Very important. Again, these Bandits really running a 9-man rotation. So once you take one of them out, it definitely changes things up. The Nighthawks coming out with the same starting 5 that they started the game with. A lot of size in Arledge, McCallum, and Craig.
And both these teams are successful when they play with a little bit of swag. And right now, I think Guelph's got a little bit more of it because they've got the lead and a little bit more confidence right now. But that's a strength of Fraser Valley also. They've got to get some points, get some defensive stops, and build on it.
And that swag really comes from the point guard position from both teams. Junior Cadogan had it in the early going, but Kimball McKenzie just had an outstanding end to that second quarter. And Famutimi ended up getting his own miss. They said it was a shot. Did Capers just pick up his third foul? Wow, Capers picked up his third foul 17 seconds into the quarter.
Yeah, that really hurts because he hasn't been able to get anything going. But the length of Craig, making sure that he's got a chances to block Olu's shots, giving Olu trouble in there.
McKenzie goes up top to Craig. A nice mid-air contortion for 2 off glass from Jabari Craig.
This is an adjustment they've made on their pick and roll.
No one called out the Olu Ashlu screen. He laid out McKenzie. Cadogan finds himself open. He gives it back to DeVivier. No good from range.
Yeah, Jabari Craig almost got Nolan McKenzie killed.
Yes. And McKenzie was quite upset as he laid on the ground and jumped right back up. Steal from the Bandits. They're on the run. Cadogan pushing it at McCallum. He gets himself to the line. These whistles early in the third quarter are going to go a long way to explain the rotation the rest of the way.
And Junior on that take goes right, almost like a semi-Europe step, steps through real strong to get the shot off. He wasn't looking to score as much as he was looking to getting fouled.
Bell Lifestyle Products is proud to provide natural health products for the elite athletes of the CEBL. Retired athletes and weekend warriors alike, never stop doing your thing. Men's health empowered by nature. Bell Lifestyle Products. Cadogan gets the second to go, cutting the lead down to 8. McKenzie running off the Arledge screen. McKenzie ended the first quarter hot, misses that jumper. Bandits on the run. Capers was alone down low, waited for everyone to catch up. Menega back to Cadogan. No good. Junior has not had the stroke from the land beyond.
And good defensive transition for Guelph there. Fraser Valley had the advantage with the first pass, and the Guelph guys got back and built their defense real well.
McCallum from downtown, a great start to the third quarter for the Nighthawks. They're up 11.
Yeah, you don't put pressure on the basketball and you let a shooter get in his range with space. He's going to knock it down.
Capers drive, kick. Ashelu takes it hard to the hole. They called it a block. Craig closed out to run Ashelu off the line, and it was McKenzie trying to draw the charge, but he gets called for the foul. Ashelu continuing to rack up fouls drawn.
And Coach Kissy saying, why do you want to run him off the line? Just stay back and stay big.
Kotak Law, the official law firm of the CEBL Summer Series, knows these times have been hard for many Canadians. That's why they are donating $7,000 to the Canadian Mental Health Association. They invite CEBL fans to do the same. Visit cmha.ca today and join Nanish Kotek in supporting the mental health of Canadians from coast to coast. Ashelu hits the first. But just like that, the Nighthawks have pushed their lead up to 10 here, just 2 minutes into the third quarter.
Just been very efficient, getting to the rim, hitting open shots. So a double drag here for Guelph. And now they're going to try to get the matchup with Jabari Craig inside.
Jarvis is back out there. They get it to Craig. Ashelu, good hands, pokes it away. 8 on the shot clock. They want to get back down to Craig. He is going to try the jumper over Ashelu. He misses. DeVivier, defensive rebound. Menega back the other way for Fraser Valley. Capers, again, picked up his third foul just a minute into this third quarter. Down low, Ashalou. Oh, Arledge could have get called for a flop there. Menega. Wow, he's the guy you want to feed from range, Joe. Three-pointer cuts it to 6.
Been consistent. They found him. And I like the way that Olu's not forcing it inside, but they're playing through Olu.
Anderson to Charvis. He's on the floor because McKenzie got himself into foul trouble early in the third here. Not a big drop-off when you have Charvis out there, though.
I think the fact that Arledge is on the perimeter here.
Oh, Anderson drive baseline, scoop pass for McCallum for 2.
I think Capers is giving too much respect to Arledge on the perimeter here and not helping out on the defensive end.
Ashalou pulling Craig up out from the rim. Ashalou has it poked away, gets it back to DeVivier. DeVivier drive miss, and he drew Jabari Craig on the help defense, so Ashalou's there for the putback. Charvis brings it over the midcourt line, now attacks inside the 3. Pull-up jumper, Miles Charvis, no good. Ashalou pokes away the defensive rebound. DeVivier to Capers. Menega, Cadogan, 3 is no good. I think the Nighthawks will live with anyone shooting a 3 not named Jahenz Menega.
And that was one of the few times that Fraser Valley got out with numbers, 4 against 3 there, and got themselves a shot that they'd like to shoot in transition, that corner 3.
Nighthawks up 6 with the Rocks, 6 minutes to go in the third. Getting to the baseline again is Anderson. He misses DeVivier. Another defensive rebound. Cadogan pushing up top. Capers! Two-handed slam dance on the alley-oop connect. That cuts the lead to 4. The Bandits are out and running. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series on CBCSports.ca, CBC Gem, and you're listening on CJOY 1460 AM in Guelph.
Follow the Fraser Valley Bandits on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the Bandits have to offer. Follow the Guelph Nighthawks on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the Nighthawks have to offer.
Well, Joe, we got 2 huge games here in the final day of the round robin of the CEBL Summer Series, and this game has not disappointed. A back-and-forth affair.
Yeah, you know what? And both teams are trying to impose what they want to do. Guelph scoring inside, trying to knock down some shots early, but Fraser Valley just playing off their defense. You make a mistake, you miss shots, they're going to come down and score it at you. And a 2-on-1 where you can pass the ball to Marcus Capers in the air is a good play.
Anderson, jumper. No good. Capers, defensive rebound. Fraser Valley running. Merrick Klassen out there for junior Cadogan. Menega was wide open, but the pass was just a little slow. Menega, kick out. Capers, corner 3, back to Menega. Oh, great head and shoulder fake. Jahenz Menega has got the flamethrower out today. Cuts the lead to 1.
And find the man who's hot. Great identification there by Fraser Valley. Move the ball until it got to Jahenz's hands.
McKenzie down low. Green in the post. Oh, he is banging bodies with the Vivier. Kick out. Olu Famatimi, no good. Menega, not only a shooter, rebound and push. De Vivier takes it hard at McKenzie. Wow. Kimball McKenzie is going to have to stop trying to take these charges. He is just not getting the whistle his way today.
And it's going to put him in foul trouble. He's such an important part of their team. But how about DeVivier on the other end? He's got Tyrell Green in the post, and he's not giving up just because of sheer strength.
Feel bad for Kimball McKenzie. His 4th foul, and I believe 3 of them have come on him trying to draw a charge. You figure 1 would go his way.
But then it's a risk and reward. Maybe the charge is not as valuable in that situation as the foul is.
Marcus Anderson draws the foul on Marcus Capers away from the ball. Sorry, on Merrick Klassen.
Marcus Capers' first pro job
Marcus
here.
Anderson.
Marcus Anderson.
Sorry, that was I put it in your mind.
But I'm just saying he's a professional defender. Like he is, he's uncanny in getting himself set up to guard people.
Yeah, he has come through with 2 very big momentum shifts all on his own. But what a waste of a shot there. You turn a turnover like that was left Kyle Julius stomping Matt on the sidelines, and the Nighthawks give it right back with air ball and a 3.
Yeah, and then a tough decision for Guelph. They needed something solid that everybody's on the same page. And Tyrell, who had the hot hand in the first half, just decided to take his shot there.
Ashalou working on Green. Oh, he lost it. And they give the gift right back to Guelph. It does Fraser Valley.
I think Olu got excited because he had a matchup that wasn't 6'10".
The 2021 CEBL season ticket drive is well underway. It will continue throughout the CEBL Summer Series. Visit thebandits.ca or nighthawks.ca to place your $50 deposit, receive a 12% discount, and secure your 2021 season tickets. Klassen. Oh, he had a wide open lane. He dropped it off to Ashalou, but he rewarded him with 2 off of glass. And it's 53-52 for Fraser Valley.
And Merrick likes getting his assist there, and I thought he had to. But this has been a great run for Fraser Valley. But this is what I call a defensive run because they're doing it there.
And Klassen with the steal off the Olu Ashalou swipe. And Klassen gets his way to the line. Fraser Valley has Uncle Mo on their side right now.
Their runouts are with 5, and they've been very good. And they reward themselves. That's a great way to play basketball. Solid defense and reward yourself.
Klassen is normally just money from the line. He takes 1 dribble, flicks it up, gets the roll in the second. I almost jinxed him, Joe, but it's a 3-point lead for the Bandits. Famutimi to Green. Anderson. Green trying to back down to Vivier. Oh, Corey Johnson out there for the first time today, I believe. Green taking it at Ashalou, and Caper steps in. Lots of contact, no whistle. They let him play. I love it. Menega to Vivier. Back to Menega. Of course he's going to trigger it. Oh, Jahens, don't do it to him. Jahens getting it done. Menega from downtown, the lead's at 6.
And one of the few times Guelph's had some trouble without having Jarvis on the floor or McKenzie. Their offensive leadership is gone right now.
What you're hearing right now is the Fraser Valley bench led by Junior Cadogan, who, by the way, is 2 of 10 from the field, really having his worst game of the summer series, but he's the first guy off the bench for his squad.
And we said both these teams play off a swag, and right now their defense has given them the energy, and now you're hearing guys talk a little bit more. Success does that to you. You make your last shot, you feel a little bit more comfortable. You take a charge, everything works a little bit better on the next play.
I have a feeling that if people have tuned in to the CEBL for the first time during this summer series, the Fraser Valley Bandits are gaining a lot of fans. But a moving screen is called on Knicks.
And these screens have been vicious screens, and not because they've been illegal for the most part. It's because guys haven't warned their own teammate.
No talking from the Nighthawks on the floor. Jarvis watched by Klassen. Klassen very strong defender on the ball. Gives it up, Friesen. Ooh, could have been a travel. Finds Anderson, wing 3. No good, but he gets his own rebound? No, goes out of bounds off of Anderson. The Bandits get it back.
And that's hustle. So let's look at Marcus Capers. The difference he's made to this team in this third quarter, where in the first half he was dealing with fouls and couldn't play.
Klassen. Handoff to Vivier, Menega. Ooh, I think he was thinking about it. Marcus Anderson said, no, I'm done seeing this guy lick shots from range. I'm getting right up in his grill. Klassen. Hard to the hole, went with the lefty. No good, he got banged up, but he gets back on D. The Nighthawks looking to capitalize. Jarvis to the hole, no good. Klassen's back for the rebound, and he's pushing. Klassen keeps it himself. No good, but the tip-in is from Marcus Capers. The lead's up to 8, Joe, with 1:38 to go.
And Marcus Capers got a foul in the first half going for an offensive board, similar to that. And that's what he does. If you don't put a body on him, he can just fly.
Famutimi to Vivier on him. Hands off to Jarvis. The Nighthawks offense has just been clamped down. Arledge working on Nix, and a 24-second shot clock violation. Nothing being said by the Nighthawks bench. We are going to just take this in for a second, Joe. 1:13 to go. 8-point lead. This has been an outstanding third quarter for the Fraser Valley Bandits. And a reminder, Joe, stick around following today's CEBL doubleheader, okay? Special edition of CEBL Life presented by Ward 1 Studios, a behind-the-scenes feature on Fraser Valley Bandits player Jehens Menega, and they will not be able to update it that quickly. But right now, Menega is the MVP of this game for the Bandits. Thanks to our outstanding stat crew here, I can tell you that Menega is 17 points, 5 of 7 from downtown, 6 of 8 overall. So all but one of his shots have come from range. 71% clip from downtown for Jehens Menega.
And let me talk a little bit about Fraser Valley. I apologize, folks. Fraser Valley's defense. They will not, their defense on the ball has been sensational. And this run is because they're doing a great job of stopping. They're not giving Guelph any looks. They've stopped the ball completely.
This is exactly what the Fraser Valley Bandits are all about. You know, Junior Cadogan has been their emotional leader really throughout this entire summer series. Just does not have it today. But he is on the bench cheerleading his squad. The best 5 are out on the floor, and they are getting the job done right now. Merrick Klassen, 2. Capers gets it back on the handoff. And there's Menega flashing up to his spot, but Friesen is all over him. You are not going to score on me, is saying Joel Friesen. Menega kick out Capers. Olufamatimi on him. Great meet at the peak, no foul. Capers hits the floor, so the Nighthawks have numbers. They want to capitalize this time. But look who gets back. Capers there to break it up. Ooh, he got his dancing shoes on, but another one and done for the Nighthawks.
But great hustle by Capers to get up and get back in the play.
12-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Fraser Valley with the ball, up 8. Klassen gets to the baseline, thinks better of it. Calls on Nix to head down there. Klassen on Famutimi. He's got 6 on the shot clock. Foul on the floor.
Great clock management. Coach Julius was thinking he was shooting, but I think Coach Julius would be happy with the fact that the fouls, even just getting the foul, it's on the ground. So they still have 18-4 with 14 seconds on the shot clock, which is still a good score situation here.
They're just going over the foul count right now.
All that, and we were in bonus?
I think head coach Kyle Julius just wanted to make his point anyways. They just want to make sure they get the correct foul on, and it's Charvis who picks up the foul. Klassen will be shooting 2 in the bonus. What a turnaround in this third quarter. Oh, Klassen misses the first. And the second. Oh, DeVivier saved it in bounds. That was unexpected. Off the free throw miss, DeVivier beat everybody to the corner to save it. And he takes it hard to the hole. Can't get it to go off the spin. 2 left in the quarter. Joel Friesen's got a launch. Oh, big time shot, Joel Friesen. That was huge for the Nighthawks from midcourt. You are watching the CEBL on CBCSports.ca, CBC Gem app, and on CJOY in Guelph. Stay tuned.
Elam ending is upon us, and they take the timeout to set the target score.
Gets up into the air, gets it to go! Not there, Boucard in the corner for 3. Guillaume Boucard at the buzzer, drains it, and the Niagara River Lions get out of here with a 93-92 victory.
Well, when I was younger in high school, I was a pretty good athlete. Went to the provincial championships in most sports like volleyball, track, basketball, and of course the goalie. But lately I've been going up the stairs like Fred Sanford. That's why I use Inflamex. Remember, 2 M's, 2 X's.
Inflamex is formulated to relieve joint pain, helps address pain and inflammation at the cellular level, and is GMO-free and allergen-free.
I'm doing better with a little help from my friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, so you can do the things that you do best.
Oh, yeah.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Man, a 22-10 quarter you think would be amazing, but what a shift there at the end. 2 missed free throws by the Bandits. Malcolm DeVivier then misses a layup. Joel Friesen hits a 3 from midcourt. So really, what could have been a 7-point swing, or what was a 7-point swing there. And as a result, it's a 5-point lead for the Bandits. Now, Guelph did have the ball to start that second half, but they are a one and done. The Bandits, well, they give it right back. What else can you expect, Joe? Of course, we're going to have a back and forth fourth quarter.
Well, right now, you know, you at the timeouts, you're talking about winning this quarter to win this game. That's all. You're just playing one quarter.
And you get 2 days off as a result. And Olu Famatimi's first basket of the game is huge. Cuts to 3, and we are just 50 seconds into the fourth quarter. DeVivier lost Friesen, gets into the paint, misses, and Nix got pulled down by Friesen. Good call by the official. Could have lost that one easily, but Friesen knew that he committed that foul, and Junior Cadogan, always covered in perspiration, comes in bone dry. That should tell you how long Cadogan's been on the bench.
Yeah, and he'll drive the ship for them right now.
Yep.
You know, he doesn't have to score to make this thing work.
But what a great quarter by Merrick Klassen running the point for the Bandits. Nix. No, he is cut off. Oh, but he hits a three. And Tyrell Green says, what? You've been off all day. How are you going to hit that pull-up three on me to put you up 6?
And that was a good defensive series by Guelph, forcing Fraser Valley deep into the clock.
That was Nick's second shot attempt of the entire game. And the Bandits get it back again. That could be an unsportsmanlike.
Open court foul. Didn't look like he was making a play for the ball.
They're going to talk about it. The officials are going to communicate over this.
It's one.
Unsporting foul, 2 and the ball. The refs were all over that one.
Any foul that's not a direct play for the ball is unsporting foul. Or any foul that's deliberate is unsporting foul.
Yeah, Coach Kissy just wanted an explanation. He got it, and we move on.
And what happens here is we get 2 and the ball.
And I think that's just a matter of the fact that Guelph has started this quarter kind of continually giving the ball back. They were, I think, just mentally, they just wanted to stop things for a second, and as a result, Capers hit them both.
One of the things in that second quarter that we haven't seen, and maybe an injury that's been nagging throughout the series, Kyle Johnson. We didn't see any Kyle Johnson time. And
they're playing with 8. They're running with 8 guys right now, Joe.
Well, that's a credit to the guys that are on the floor getting it done.
And I'm sure Kyle Julius is saying, oh, you know what he's saying? He's saying just give the ball to Jehens Menega and get out of the way.
And I'll tell you right now that Coach Kissy's scouting report says max range. Don't give him anything.
Oh, and a steal on the entry pass. Here we go. The Bandits once again. Nix takes it. Goes off the side of the backboard, and the Nighthawks are pushing back the other way. McCallum into the corner. Famutimi gets to the baseline, and a charge. Jehens Menega is shooting out the lights from 3 and now getting it done on D, stepping in for the charge.
And Jehens Menega did a great job of reading the scouting report because he gave space, forced him to put it down, got in position for the charge. That was done before he stepped on the court. Great job, Jehens.
A reminder that playoff action begins tomorrow with the CEBL Summer Series quarterfinals. That's going to come at you 5 p.m., 7:30 p.m. right here on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca. Depending on who's playing in those games and you take a look at the standings, we will have a much better idea after this game, but really it won't be clear until after the next one anyways. Again, 2 through 5 wide open for interpretation.
One thing will be clear, the winner of this game gets a bye and ends up in second place.
Officials are coming together. Friesen called for the foul. And then Cadogan got called for an unsporting foul.
So I think the whistle happened on the foul.
Yeah.
And Junior maybe just took a little situation there, maybe gave him a little business or something, and official caught it.
Cadogan is known to, wouldn't call it a headbutt, I'd call it a lead with his head to kind of let people know he's there. And that's an easy call for the official. And with the game sort of in the balance, that's not a great foul to take.
Junior and Friesen, Junior Cadogan and Joel Friesen have played with each other and have played against each other for a number of years. So between practice and in games, they've seen each other.
Yeah, it was no ill intent. It was probably one of those things that if it were to happen in practice, wouldn't be as big of a deal. But once you're talking about a fully officiated game, that's an easy call.
Yeah, there was a lot of pride on that last series.
Yes, and Friesen missed one, got one. Yeah, and I think they want to they're saying it's not a shooting foul on the previous call before the whistle.
But the unsporting was a dead ball situation, so therefore the turnover.
So you get 2 and the ball. Well, it's definitely getting a little chippy out there now. And no surprise, Kyle Julius brings in the cooler, Merrick Klassen.
And there's only been 2 fouls committed by Fraser Valley. I love the fact that they can play physical and not foul.
But see, that's knowing your personnel. You know that Junior Cadogan right now is not having a great shooting game. He's a little fired up, but maybe a little too fired up, and you don't want that to boil over and hurt you. No good from Corey Johnson. Friesen active on the glass. 2 offensive rebounds, but he can't finish. Klassen working with Capers. Pull out to Vivier, to Nix. No good, Nix. A total of 1 of 2 from the floor in this game. Misses that one. Now 1 of 3.
Merrick Klassen has drove middle under complete control this entire game.
Yeah, I think Klassen has been the difference for, you know, in your keys of the game, you were talking about the backcourt. The Nighthawks, McKenzie's gotten into foul trouble, not his fault, just those 50-50 plays trying to draw the charge. Charvis has not been his usual self today, while on the other side, the difference has been Merrick Klassen.
And I would say if you break it down into small sections of quarters, it was that second quarter where I thought the Guelph backcourt played great.
That was McKenzie.
Yep, and Jarvis knocking down. But since then, Fraser Valley has owned the first quarter and so far the third and going into the fourth here.
No good on the free throw there. The lead is at 11, under 3 minutes until we're knocking on the door of Elam ending time. McKenzie finally gets a call, but he can't get the layup to go. He'll have to earn 2 at the charity stripe. Olufamatimi, the vet, checking back in for Corey Johnson.
So Guelph they need their defensive run. They need just to stop and keep chipping away,
They definitely have it in them, do the Nighthawks. They have been one of the biggest surprises in the early going of this summer series, while the Bandits peaked off the top, hit a bit of a lull midway through, but seem to be ending their summer series round robin in a strong note. Just as I say that, a turnover on the inbounds.
Yeah. Good call there after the timeout, little bit of pressure, got him by surprise. And it's not getting the first 2 guys by surprise, it's getting the guys down the court not coming back and showing themselves.
Could be a massive momentum shift there if the Nighthawks can make something out of this extra possession. Famutimi, he wants to get something good. Crosses over, Nix, foul. Famutimi will go to the line where he has been lights out during this summer series.
And you got to know your personnel and you get defensive decisions. That's just a bad reach in there.
And now head coach Kyle Julius wants to talk things over. With 6:40 to go here in the fourth, of course, 2:40 of that will get us to Elam ending time. He just checked Olu Ashalu into this game, and just a reminder of just how close things are heading into these final, well, I guess 5 quarters of basketball when you include the game after this one. You know, Edmonton is the only team that has locked themselves in right now. 5-1, they are the class of the summer series and have earned themselves a little mini vacation in the middle of it here in the Niagara region. While after this game, you will see the Ottawa Blackjacks take on the Saskatchewan Rattlers, the defending champs, taking on Ottawa. The winner of that game will advance to the playoffs, but the loser will see their summer series come to an end. The Rattlers have lost 4 straight games. Do they have enough? While the Blackjacks lost an absolute heartbreaker yesterday in what was one of the best basketball games of the summer series, won by the Niagara River Lions, who just spent the entire 10 days just trying to find out their identity. And thanks to Trey Bell-Haynes, they found it.
He certainly did. It was a heck of a basket. He went coast to coast on a rebound in a tie game, 1 point away from the Elam target score. It was a great finish yesterday.
And he has been the best player for the Niagara River Lions. Olu Famutimi, nothing but net. Oh, Olu Famutimi missed his first free throw of the entire summer series. He gets the offensive rebound and puts it back to make it a 6-point deficit now.
Mental error. Nobody put their. They were worried about the two guys on the lane there. Nobody picked up Olu.
That is amazing. His first missed free throw of 9 attempts in the summer series, and he cleans up his own mess.
Now it's important that Guelph builds off of this.
Menega, again, has been red hot from range, but that one, ooh, if he would have put that off glass, I would have put my headset down and walked away, Joe. You would have finished the game on your own.
But a great build for Guelph.
This is what they needed. The Nighthawks still very much in this game. McCallum onto the wing. Tate. Taking it right past Menega, was almost too open, missed the layup and gave it away. Capers back the other way. Late whistle. That was a very late whistle.
A late whistle and a great catch by Capers.
Yeah. I think that's what McCallum is saying. If I fouled him, why don't you whistle it right away? Why'd you wait until the ball fell off the rim? Capers missed the transition layup off the Klassen pass, trying to extend this 6-point Fraser Valley lead. Again, on the line is second place and a 2-day break for two teams that are battling some wear and tear, but really, Joe, everybody is right now.
Absolutely, and right now, momentum will take you there. You don't have to worry about anything. Once you hit that Elam time, everybody will find the juice.
Well, the Bandits have had a very strong second half, and they're up 8. Famutimi to the baseline. Turns it over. Off the pass to Craig. Menega turning it back the other way for the Bandits. To Vivier. Kick out. Ashalou. Klassen. Confidence as he pulls up, but it wasn't even close. Famutimi rebound. Ooh, almost an over and back on the jump pass. McKenzie, he's going to trigger. No good. Olu Ashalou. I gotta see how many it is now, okay? Drawn fouls. Olu Ashalou has drawn 8 fouls in this game.
And I think Fraser Valley was very fortunate there, daring Kimball McKenzie to shoot that open 3. I thought they were lucky to get away with that. And then it turns around, and all of a sudden Olu Ashalou is at the free throw line.
In the bonus are the Bandits. They just make their own breaks, continually pushing the ball down your throat, and forcing the refs to make the call, but Ashalou misses the first.
And if you are Guelph and you are going to foul somebody on the Bandits, Olu Ashalou is the guy you want.
Yeah. Well, you just look around who's not a guard, foul him, because there's only one of them. Consistently going with 4, or 3 to 4 at least. McCallum pushes off to Vivier. McKenzie thought better of it, throws it to Arledge. Arledge running out of room, but he finds McCallum. McCallum, he's going to pull from 3. No good. 2 Nighthawks collide, but Tate just wants that rock, and he cleans it up for 2 cut. 4:43 to go in the fourth quarter.
And that's the only 5th offensive rebound for Guelph.
Ooh. Well, Olu Famutimi made Merrick Klassen earn that one. I'm sure you heard that over the radio airwaves all the way from Guelph.
And Merrick was driving there not to score in any way. He was just driving to pass the ball.
Ooh, 2 Olus coming together here for the conversation. That's the basketball IQ of Olu Ashalou. He had the internal clock saying, hey, that's supposed to be 5 fouls on Famutimi. He should be out of this game, but they only have him down for 4.
Olus, no Olus.
Oh, stepping in for the steal is Menega. The inbounds pass was picked off, and a pass to Olu Ashalou. He runs the length of the floor. Duvivier finds the cutting vet for 2. He'll go to the line for 3 and push this lead up to double digits.
And he should shake Johannes Menega's hand because he made the smart play. Little coy, showed something, and then sprinted to take it away. Doing it on both ends. The Creighton Blue Jay.
Man, right now, the Bandits, they right now are feeling the ice baths. They are feeling the extra rest. They are going to do everything in their power to hold on to this advantage in Elam ending time. Ooh, but Ashalou misses the free throw. So the lead's at 10 with 4:25 to go. Charvis driving. No good. Arledge comes down with it. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. So there'll be at least one more possession before Elam ending time, and the deficit will most likely be single digits.
Yeah, good rebounding by Guelph these last couple of possessions. A lot of urgency to going to the boards, and they've scored twice now on second chance opportunities.
Arledge's first free throw rolls off the rim.
Both teams down the stretch here have missed a few free throws, and that could be just a little bit of fatigue of all the games you've played in a short period of time.
He got the second. One thing that you can guarantee with everything all these players went through in this summer series, they are all coming out of this better players because of it. Having to fight through the pain and fatigue that comes with this type of series. Menega with the rock. Oh, good defense by the Nighthawks. The next whistle will get us into Elam ending time. We have under 4 to go. Merrick Klassen, 3, no good. Offensive rebound, 50-50 ball will go the way of the Nighthawks. So we got our whistle.
And that's an offensive rebound you'd rather get than let go out of bounds because you're behind and you don't want Elam time to start until as long as it can. That was a decision I think Guelph should have gone to, got that rebound.
So 75-66 for the Fraser Valley Bandits. Again, the Bandits went into halftime trailing in this game. This second half has been all about Fraser Valley, and now let's check in with Amy Audibert. Amy?
Well, let's just check in with the Elam ending records for both of these teams. Both of them obviously come into this one with 5 games played. Guelph, I know they're down, but they've got to be a little bit confident because of those 5 games, they've won 4 of their Elams and tied number 5. So they know how to finish off these ball games. Well, Fraser Valley, not too bad themselves. They've won 3 of their 5. Guys?
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about Elam right now. So just for those of you that don't know, Elam is we play to a target score. It's 9 points to the leading score. In this case, 9 points to 75. The target score is 84. First team to 84 wins. And that's where our Elam time comes into play. You can win on a dunk, a free throw, a technical, a goal 10.
That was great.
We've seen that, or a big-time 3. Now, a couple things that come into play in this, because the CEBL has adopted and playing FIBA rules, the CEBL has adopted playing the last 2 minutes of FIBA rules into their Elam time. So that means you can substitute after a free throw. You can go to, after a timeout, you can take the ball in the front court or back court. And you got to watch them for certain rules, like you can't break the plane or you can't foul away from the basketball. All those have major penalties to them.
So the average target score has been 88.4, Joe, and as you mentioned, all kinds of ways to score. The 2-point field goal has been the advantage. One thing I do want to point out, when it comes to fouls, both teams shooting under 69% from the line right now. So it'll be interesting to see how fouls come into play in this Elam ending time. Nice pass, McKenzie to Charvis, but he barely drew glass.
And one of the things I've been finding is a team that scores first in Elam builds a little bit of momentum.
Capers to Klassen, working on Charvis. Klassen asking for the Ashalou screen. He has set many of them here today. Klassen from range. is good. Merrick Klassen has been huge in this second half.
His decisions have been almost perfect.
Yes.
Like he follows through and makes the shot there, but the decision, the time and score situations, he's been exceptional.
Very good point. Oh, and Jarvis's pass is picked up. Menega to Klassen. He holds on. Klassen again. No good. Three-pointer hit front rim. Nighthawks back with it. Merrick Klassen with the INT. Plays a little free safety as well.
Steals that one, and the last time down the court, he caused the steal.
Great pass. Capers to DeVivier. Basket while getting bumped. He will go to the line to make it a three-point play.
And this Fraser Valley Bandits have showed their second half swag, and I think it's been the leadership of their backcourt, but also the fact that Marcus Capers has been so good for them defensively and a very important part of this team.
DeVivier makes it count from the line. 6 points so far in this Elam ending time. They are now just 3 away. Now that is some efficient scoring, Joe, when you think of it. Now, playoff action begins tomorrow. Joe, myself, and Amy will be back for the quarterfinals scheduled for 4 and 7:30 p.m. right here on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca. Depending on who's playing in it, you may also hear us on the CEBL radio network. But, Joe, you're talking about Merrick Klassen. He missed a three-pointer right there, but he has been huge in this second half. And taking a look at the quarters, semis, and championship Sunday, another thing to look out for there. You know, we talk about Edmonton getting all this rest. They'll have the semis on the 8th and a quick turnaround for the championship game at noon on Sunday.
So Edmonton's done their job. They're going to use the rest, and they're going to enjoy the rest. Fraser Valley so far has done their job, and they're looking forward to the rest. Guelph will have to, if Fraser Valley's successful in Elam time, Guelph will have to come back tomorrow and get themselves refocused, regrouped, if all goes according to plan. But this is Elam time. This could be the best run, the defensive run of the entire series right now, and Guelph can come back.
One thing for the Nighthawks that will be important to look at is the availability of Jamal Reynolds tomorrow, playing with that broken nose. Apparently, if he can get fitted for a face mask, he may be able to be available for that quarterfinal matchup. That would be huge for these Nighthawks, who will need some fresh legs. But hey, Tyrell Green with some fresh legs there for 2 off of glass, cutting it down to 13. But again, 16 points away from the Elam score, the target score in Elam ending time. Klassen passed it off the knee of Olu Ashalu out of bounds. It will go the way of Guelph.
And Olu's eyes got real big. Olu Ashalu's eyes got huge on that.
It's one of those times we've seen that teams in the advantage in Elam ending time sometimes have a little bit of problem staying focused. Tate down to Arledge. Arledge working in the post. Oh, a little hook with the elbow. DeVivier called for the foul, though.
So DeVivier's given up 10 inches possibly on him, and he's just using his strength to keep him outside. And Johans tries to come in and double, but the double has to be with your legs. A guy like Arledge, you can't double him with your hands. You got to double with your legs so he has no space to turn around and then just box him out and finish the play.
Arledge just drew his 8th foul of the game. He has been putting in work down low for the Nighthawks. Taking up space, causing all kinds of problems, and he is now 6 of 7 from the line, big time for the Nighthawks.
And he puts his team in a situation, if he makes this, that they just need a 14-2 run.
Yep. 14th. Well, yeah, no, you're right, 14-2. Because if it's 3, game's over for Fraser Valley.
And that clock is a non-factor. That's what the great thing about Elam time is. You've eliminated something that will stop you from coming back. The chance of coming back in Elam time is significantly greater than the chance of coming back in regular basketball time.
DeVivier with the rock. Klassen off the ball. DeVivier pulls up for 3. Malcolm DeVivier He's got ice water in his veins. Pull-up 3 ends it, and he is embraced by his head coach, Kyle Julius. If you don't think that this squad is all about one another, you don't know basketball. Huge win for the Fraser Valley Bandits. They book their ticket to the CEBL Summer Series semifinals.
And they did it on defense in the second half, and DeVivier earned it and got the look and took it.
I did not see that one coming. I mean, Merrick Klassen had been outstanding from range. Jahens Menega finished, I believe, 6 of 7 from downtown. And who steps up and hits the game winner? Melko DeVivier.
You dared him. They dared him. And, you know, he's in a situation, well, I'll take the game winner. I'll get on the highlight film. I can do this. I'll knock this down. And he did the job on the defensive end. Comes back, I thought, built his confidence. That's a great second half for Fraser Valley. That's a huge win.
Well, Amy Audebert could take her pick of any number of players from Fraser Valley who stepped up in that game, but she's joined by Merrick Klassen right now. Amy?
Yeah, Jason just said we could have talked to a lot of guys standing here, but this was a huge win. A big second half from you. Stellar decision making. Talk about this win and what it showed you about your team.
Yeah, I mean a lot for the team, obviously. You know, second place here, and obviously a crucial game. If they win, they get second place. If not, so big win for us. And yeah, good for our team. Our team came out like wasn't even guys starting that had big minutes and that hit big shots at the end, so it was great.
Yeah, a lot of grit. You're the only guy that returned from a Bandits team that finished last, and here you are. You guys clinched that bye. I know you have a stellar fan base at home, so just take a second and give them a message because they got some ball to watch.
Yeah, Fraser Valley, I mean, geez, we had an incredible fan base last year. We had some good following. We still have really good following now just through our social media and other stuff people are watching. So yeah, we're going to try and bring this thing home. You know, that was a big first step today. Being rested, coming into like a down stretch like this is incredible. So that was a huge one. That was like worth 2 games really, so we're excited.
I know every minute counts for you, so go start getting some rest,
Appreciate
okay?
it.
We'll go back to you guys.
Thank you, Amy. What an outstanding basketball game that was between two spirited squads. The Nighthawks now have to come back tomorrow in a quarterfinal matchup. They'll have to figure out who they're playing next, but that will have to do with this next game, the Ottawa Blackjacks, in a huge matchup coming up against the Saskatchewan Rattlers, the defending champs. But, you know, that matchup was amazing. And when you think about what was on the line, I have a feeling the Fraser Valley Bandits bandwagon just gained a few more players, fans today.
And Merrick from Abbotsford.
Yes.
You know, and playing for his hometown team, comes out, finishes the game for them, plays well, was on a team last year that finished last. You know, that was, like, I know for him personally, that was probably a huge situation. But, man, they showed some swag in that second half and just did it on the defensive end as a gang.
Okay, I do have to point out, Malcolm DeVivier, his first three-pointer made in that game was that right there at the end.
Well, if you're going to make one, you might as well make it memorable.
Right? Huge, big-time shot. No, sorry, that would have been his second. Box score here is one play behind. Either way, Malcolm DeVivier, outstanding performance. Fraser Valley Bandits got it done. They are the 2 seed. Who will set things up the rest of the way? Stay tuned. We got a game coming up at 7:30 p.m. Eastern that you will want to tune in and check out. Make sure you stay tuned. The Rattlers, the Blackjacks coming up next to end the CEBL Summer Series round robin. You've been watching live on cbcsports.ca, CBC Gem, and on Guelph Radio. CJOY. Thank you for tuning in.